Hi there, welcome back to Gemma Movie Recap. In this video, we will tell the storyline of a new film called Sisu. This film tells the story of a retired war commando who spends his time as a miner gold. In one of his activities, the commando accidentally got involved with the troops of the war, which forced him to return to battle. Can this old man fight against the war troops and save himself? Let's see the storyline until it's finished. But before we start, please support our channel by subscribing and click the bell icon for future notifications. Now, let's start. In late 1944, the Finnish army made a pact with the Soviet Union that aggression between them would stop if they removed their former ally Germany from Finland. This conflict became known as the Lapland War, and German forces retaliated against Finland. In addition, German troops carried out a scorched earth operation where they would burn and destroy anything they crossed. The scene then shows a retired commando named Atomy who lives alone and spends his time mining for gold. Accompanied by his horse and loyal dog, Atomy enjoys life in the remote Lapland wilderness. Occasionally, Atomy saw the battle from a distance but wasn't too interested. After weeks of digging for gold, Atomy finally found a large amount of gold nuggets. He also plans to sell all the gold to get capital to survive. As a result, Atomy left by riding his horse toward the nearest town with his dog following behind. On the way, Atomy met a German battalion led by Bruno Heldorf. It was these troops who destroyed the settlements around the place and had taken several Finnish women prisoner. Bruno's subordinate named Wolf was about to kill Atomy, but Bruno wasn't too interested and let him pass. After all, there were still several of Bruno's men behind him who were ready to kill Atomy. And sure enough, Atomy finally met the second group of soldiers who had just finished hanging their enemies. There they intercepted Atomy and found a bag full of gold that Atomy was carrying. Of course, they wouldn't let Atomy get away with it, so they were ready to kill Atomy and his dog and take all the gold. Atomy began to grow angry with the army's arrogance, so he finally fought back. Yes, one by one the German troops were massacred by Atomy very sadistically. Hearing the sound of successive gunshots, Bruno immediately stopped his troops and turned around to investigate what really happened. In that place, he also found one of Atomy's gold nuggets, which was taken by one of his troops who was dying. Because of this, Bruno and his troops decided to go after Atomy. In that pursuit, Atomy was continuously showered with gunfire by Bruno's troops, but none of the bullets managed to hit his body. After escaping, Atomy unknowingly entered a minefield that exploded and killed his horse. With a sad feeling, Atomy immediately collected the gold that had been scattered. Bruno and his troops arrived at the edge of the minefield and saw Atomy in the distance. Until finally, when he was about to be shot, Atomy deliberately threw stones at other mines so he could escape. Bruno also ordered his troops to shoot Atomy. But fortunately, Atomy managed to protect himself from the bullets by using an iron shield. Not running out of way, several soldiers were sent to chase Atomy. But unlucky, they all eventually died in a minefield. After Atomy managed to escape, Bruno found Atomy's Nemtek. Two captive women were then ordered to walk in front to make sure the road they were on was safe from mines. On the way, Wolf confirmed Atomy's identity with the general. The general also ordered Bruno's troops to retreat because Atomy was a very dangerous former Finnish commando. He is known to have lost his family and home fighting against the Red Army during the Winter War. And since then, the vengeful Atomy became the legendary one-man death squad nicknamed the Kasii, or Immortal. He got that nickname after he managed to kill hundreds of communist troops alone. Hearing all that, Bruno ignored the general's warning and decided to continue following Atomy. Bruno plans to take all of Atomy's gold and use it to escape from the battlefield. On the other hand, Atomy, who was injured and exhausted, decided to rest while treating his wound. But not long after, Bruno's troops approached the location while carrying sniffer dogs to catch Atomy. Seeing this, Atomy quickly infiltrated and depended on one of the German troops' vehicles. Not wanting his whereabouts to be kissed by the dog trackers, Atomy punctured the fuel tank and doused himself in gasoline to hide the smell. When the Germans stopped to check for leaks, Atomy ran away and set himself on fire to prevent the dogs from coming near him. And when he was about to be shot, Atomy was determined to dive to the bottom of the lake there. Bruno and his troops waited for Atomy to surface. After he felt he was dead, Bruno sent some of his soldiers to dive to retrieve the gold. Unexpectedly, Atomy was still alive and immediately slit the throats of the German soldiers under the air while sucking the breath out of their throats. Cleverly, Atomy dragged a soldier's boat, so Bruno thought that the soldier would betray. After being killed by his own partner, Atomy used the soldier's corpse to protect himself from the bullets, and he managed to escape again. Bruno then finds Atomy's pet dog and plans to use the dog to find his master. Atomy finally arrives at an abandoned village that has been burned down by German troops. For a while, Atomy took shelter in a gas station that was there while taking a short break. Shortly thereafter, Atomy's pet dog found his master with a flaming stick of dynamite stuck to his body. Atomy quickly saved his dog, but he was knocked unconscious by the explosion. Bruno, Wolf, and a German soldier eventually find Atomy and hang him from a gas station sign. They also took Atomy's gold and left him to die hanging in that place. As per his nickname, which is Immortal or Immortal, Atomy apparently isn't dead yet. He even climbed to hook his wound to a protruding iron to support his body so it would not fall. The next day, a pair of German pilots landed looking for fuel. The wind from the plane then blew away the gas station sign and caused Atomy to fall to the ground. One of the pilots saw that Atomy was still alive, and the other pilot ordered Atomy and his dog to be killed. Again, Atomy survived and killed the two pilots. Before recovering all of his gold, Atomy treated all wounds on his body, even stitching up the wound using a wire. On the other hand, Bruno's party is on their way back to base with all the gold they have got. On the way, Bruno and his troops were surprised to see a plane lying in front of them. Inside is the corpse of a dead pilot entangled in the same rope Wolf used on Atomy. Seeing this, Bruno immediately ordered all his troops to leave immediately while watching around them. While on the way, Atomy climbed into a truck carrying female captives. There, he killed their guards and gave the women weapons. Atomy and a woman named Aino then took the brow of a truck. Aino helps Atomy jump onto Bruno's roof, while he and the women kill all the soldiers in the other trucks. Atomy, who was outside the tank, tried to enter. Atomy then pulled Wolf out of the tank and beat him very badly. Atomy left Wolf after getting the vehicle he was going to use. Wolf is then handed over to the women, while Atomy will chase Bruno. Bruno and a pilot intend to escape using a plane. Atomy, who came from the front, shot the plane, but the plane managed to take off. Earlier I thought Atomy was actually on the outside of the plane and used his axe to get into the plane. Seeing this, Bruno finally had to fight Atomy. In that fight, Atomy was badly beaten because his body was already heavily injured and exhausted. Finally, when Bruno felt he had won, Atomy quickly hooked the static cable in Bruno's hand to a bomb and released the bomb. Just wanting to rest for a moment, Atomy was surprised to see that the pilot running the plane had died from the previous shot. Atomy also tried to find a parachute but could not find it. As a result, he tied his body with makeshift items until the plane finally crashed. Again and again, Atomy proved the truth of his nickname, where he was indeed not allowed to die by God. It seems that he is always lucky in avoiding death because the plane he is on falls into a muddy swamp area. Finally, after a very long journey, Atomy arrived at a bank in Helsinki. With the astonished looks of the people who were there, Atomy sold all of his gold for a lot of money. And the film is finally over. From this film, we see firsthand how God's destiny and hard work and luck sided with Atomy the old man. He finally managed to kill a team of German battalion troops with his old body. There are so many sadistic and dangerous scenes in this film, so we hope that friends who are underage can be wise and not watch this film without adult supervision. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next storyline.